topic for this week is the most pointless sacrifice.
Yeah.
Now, in Dragon Ball, there are a lot of deaths.
Mhm.
A lot of deaths, as we know.
A lot of deaths that mean nothing as well.
Yeah, exactly. So many people die, and for not a good reason.
Mhm.
And we're going to decide which one is most pointless.
Yep.
Now, we had a talk about it, and we both decided that we're going to not go with the obvious one, which is Vegeta's final atonement with Majin Buu.
Yeah.
We just, it's cool. He blows himself up. Everyone loves it,
Mhm.
but he doesn't kill Majin Buu.
Yeah.
So technically, it doesn't do anything, does it?
It is the most fancy, pointless self-sacrifice.
So we both decided to pick something else, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since you were the winner, you got to go first. So, what is your pick?
So mine personally is the first death I ever experienced in Dragon Ball. It is Goku grab when he died to Piccolo's beam when he was holding Raditz.
Ah.
It is the most pointless death ever. Why did he grab Raditz in a full Nelson? When 10
Yeah.
minutes prior in that fight, what did he do? He grabbed Raditz's tail and crippled him to the point where he couldn't move.
Yeah.
Yep. He grabbed and Raditz could not move. He crippled him. There was
Yeah.
nothing Raditz could do. But Raditz talked him out of it, so Goku let go and gave him another chance. And he battered him. Okay, so Raditz turned his back on Goku. Goku managed to sneak up behind Raditz and get him in a full Nelson and hold him and say, Piccolo, shoot him while I've got him in this hold. So, why didn't Goku, while he snuck up behind Raditz, instead of grabbing him in a hold, grab his tail?
Yeah. Yeah, that was stupid. Like, what was he trying to do? Did he think he was in WWE trying to get a submission victory or something? Like, Raditz wasn't prepared to tap out.
It is the most pointless thing ever. If he'd grabbed his tail
Hmm.
from behind, he would have fell to the floor. Goku could have stepped to the right,
Yeah.
just pulled on his tail a little bit more, and Piccolo could have shot him. Raditz is dead. Goku's fine. No
Yeah.
sacrifice required.
Could have been a close range, like, special beam cannon to the head, and
Yeah,
that would have done the job.
like Piccolo would have been slightly annoyed because he couldn't have got his bit revenge.
Yeah.
But I mean, and a lot of people say, "Oh, but it wouldn't have been pointless because then Goku wouldn't have gone to see King Kai and stuff like that." Goku didn't know about the blue alien, dead alien waiting for him with his monkey and his cricket that was looking to train him. Like, Goku didn't know about any of that.
Yeah.
He didn't know about Vegeta coming and everything like that. No, no, no. Goku was just looking to stop his brother, this nasty man.
Hmm.
That's all Goku was focused on right then. He didn't know about any of that in the future. All Goku was being is being a silly, silly man.
Yeah. And
It was this
also, like,
pointless death.
yeah, also, like, Piccolo wouldn't have trained Gohan because Goku would have still been alive for his son
Yeah,
to train him himself as well.
yeah.
I guess the counter argument I have for this pointless death is that Goku would have never learned Kaioken to defeat Vegeta.
But these are all matter of circumstances that happened after.
Hmm.
So that's just things that happened to happen, that just happened to happen later. Goku had no idea that these things would happen
Yeah.
as a result of his death.
Yeah. I guess
So it's not related to the reasons for his death.
that's true.
They just happened to happen in the future.
Hmm.
He had no idea that his death would result in those things happening. He, as far as he was aware, he was just stopping Raditz.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't know that his death would result in any of these things happening. He had no idea what Vegeta was. He had no idea who King Kai was, or what the Kaioken was, or who Bubbles is, or anything like that. He didn't know about any of that. Just because that happened in the future is redundant.
Yeah.
Because you could then easily say, and he learned a Kaioken, and then he went to Namek, and then he went to Frieza, and then he was trained by Whis. It's like that all just happened in the future. All Goku was focused on at that minute was stopping Raditz. That's why he grabbed him.
Yeah.
He grabbed him so that Piccolo could shoot him. That's his only focus. So he could have stopped him by grabbing his tail.
He could have, yeah.
He didn't know anything else at that time. He's a silly man who got himself killed for no reason.
That's probably also why Goku never attempts to full Nelson anyone ever again, because it was so pointless, and it technically worked, kind of, but also not really.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up with positive outcomes later because of what happened, but the actual sacrifice itself was idiotic.
Yeah, 100%.
It was pointless and idiotic. It just happened to have good circumstance, like an outcome that was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sacrifice itself was stupid.
Admittedly, Raditz did have the upper hand on Goku. Kind of. Well, actually, I don't even know if I can really say that, because, like you said, Goku did grab Raditz's tail to kind of like paralyze him. So there was back and forth. Like, Raditz was stronger than Goku at this time, slightly, and it was Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz. But for the most part, Piccolo was standing charging up the special beam cannon. So
he was standing above Gohan with his fist charged, getting ready to kill Gohan.
Yeah.
So he had his back entirely to Goku. So he had no idea Goku was there. So he was totally exposed to Goku. So Goku could have literally done whatever he wanted.
Yeah, like if Piccolo didn't charge up the special beam cannon, both of them together attacking Raditz probably would have won anyway. Like Raditz, they say, is like the same power level as a Cyberman, which, the Z Warriors were, doing okay with.
Yeah.
Like Yamcha was doing okay against them. After a year of training, of course, after Raditz was there, but still, you would think Goku and Piccolo against one Cyberman without one extra year of training would have probably been fine. So against Raditz, it should be the same, really. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of agree that was a pointless sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, like you can argue as much as you like about what happened afterwards, which is very useful. What happened later, but the death itself,
pointless.
There's no point to it.
Yeah, he didn't need to sacrifice himself. They could have beat Raditz without that.
Yeah, he didn't need to die.
Yeah, even if they just spent an extra minute thinking of some other way. Should we try to grab his tail a second time? Maybe.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty pointless death. But for my choice, anyway, I have chosen Chaozu.
There he is.
His self-destruct on Nappa, because even the stuff that happened afterwards made no difference. It's not like, Chaozu didn't go to see King Kai and learn the Kaioken and then come back and destroy everyone. No, nothing happens. There is no benefit of Chaozu dying here, and nothing even happened from the death. So if somehow you don't know what this death is, Chaozu decides, okay, Nappa's killing everyone, or trying to kill everyone. I'm going to try and do something here. He jumps on his back, he flies into the air, and then he explodes, killing himself to try and defeat Nappa. Which, in theory, good idea, because at the time, everyone assumed Nappa was the stronger of the two Saiyans, because Nappa was the one doing all the damage, and Vegeta looked smaller and less powerful and was taking the back seat. So if Chaozu succeeded in killing Nappa, maybe that would have helped slightly. But all that it manages to do is kind of destroy Nappa's armor. But Nappa's kind of unfazed. He shows no signs of being hurt, except his armor is now gone. So, yeah, completely pointless self sacrifice. It didn't do anything, it didn't help in the slightest, and Chaozu's dead.
I actually find it hilarious that, I mean, I'm actually going to spoil your case quite a lot here. Is it's even more pointless because it actually encourages Tien to kill himself.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Tien
It
goes
forces, it
all out
annoys,
and dies.
it makes Tien so angry that he puts every last part of his energy and ki into the blast that nearly kills Nappa. Vegeta has to warn him
Yeah.
and shout at him to block it because it would have killed Nappa. He has to block it,
Yeah.
but it takes all of his life energy and he dies.
Yeah.
So I actually support your case there.
Yeah. Chaozu's
It's so
self-sacrifice
pointless that it
makes
kills two
Tien
people.
comes up.
I
Oh
never
god.
understand why King Kai does not teach all of them the Kaioken. Does he explain that?
I don't think he does. He's just kind of, you know,
Doesn't.
he trains them in other ways, which doesn't involve learning any new techniques or anything else. But they're all on his planet and getting stronger somehow. So I don't know what they're doing. Running around the planet 100 times a day, cleaning his car, maybe. I don't know. But yeah,
They
they're
beat the
doing something up
Guineas.
there. They did beat the Guineas, so they did train. They did get stronger somehow, but it's never really explained because they don't learn anything new.
But
Yeah.
I always, yeah, I knew Chaozu would come up in this conversation. Like he had to come up, didn't he? Like it's
Yeah,
just,
of course.
it's
Maybe
it's
apart
the
from the
only thing.
atonement, maybe
Yeah,
the most iconic explosion death in Dragon Ball.
it's the only thing I think of when I think of Chaozu. It's like
Yeah,
he's the only.
yeah, it is as a
It's like I
character.
don't remember anything about Chaozu other than that. Like he's arguably my least memorable character from the entirety of Dragon Ball for me.
Ooh, potentially of the main gang. Yeah, maybe.
But I mean, I think he was in. But I mean, I know he was in original Dragon Ball a bit more, wasn't he? With obviously in the Crane
Kind
School, is
of.
it? Yeah,
Yeah, the Grand School. He was with
yeah, yeah,
Tien.
yeah. With
And
because he's always been around with Chen, hasn't he? So,
yeah.
um, so obviously he'll be around a lot more there.
Mhm.
But for someone who's been with purely for the most, well, not purely, mostly Z and Super, he's pretty much forgettable, to be
Yeah.
quite frank, other than just going and that's it.
Yeah.
Literally that.
Yeah, he's by far the weakest fighter of the Z Warriors because obviously there's people like Pilaf who's around as well. But not Pilaf, sorry. Who am I thinking of? Oolong. Oolong. How did I get them two mixed up? Yeah, Oolong is obviously one of the gang as well, but he doesn't really do anything. He's not even around for the fights. So yeah.
Like even characters like that, any mini characters like that, are still more like they still have personality and stuff. Poir and everyone like that, they still have some form of personality. Like Chaozu just doesn't have a personality. Even that's the thing.
Yeah. He has that one hair on his head underneath his. Gets a hat. But yeah,
Like,
that's kind of it. He has the psychic powers, which were cool in original Dragon Ball because he was the first character to have psychic powers. But then he just never uses them ever after that. They has no effect. Like his powers are completely useless in Z onwards, which is strange. It's a good ability to have, and no one else has it, but he just doesn't use it for anything.
yeah.
Wasted.
I think we'd massively just stuck. Like the Saiyan saga had a lot of pointless deaths, if you ask me. Because my second one was going to be Piccolo jumping in front of Gohan.
Yeah.
That's a pointless death as well.
He
There is
didn't
no
need to do
reason
that.
for him to do that
Yeah.
whatsoever. Like
Gohan could have died.
yeah.
That would have been fine, kind of.
Dragon Balls. There was
Yeah.
no reason for him to jump in front of him at all.
Yeah,
Like
because we understand at this stage that Piccolo is a good guy. because he's helping out the Z Warriors. He's trained for a year to get stronger to help defeat to defeat Nappa and Vegeta. So he obviously wants to save the world. He knows Kami and everything at this point already as well. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to jump in front of this kid who I've been looking after for a little while. And yeah, that's it. Bye-bye world, maybe, if I die from this blast, because there's no Dragon Balls left. Yeah, he didn't think that one through at all.
No, like, yeah, it just it doesn't make sense. Like, and people say, oh yeah, but Gohan helped defeat Vegeta later. But again, Piccolo doesn't know he's going to end up help doing that later.
Yeah.
It's a happy circumstance that happens later. Piccolo just jumped in front based on emotions.
And arguably, like, Piccolo is stronger than Gohan.
Yeah.
At this point, so Piccolo is a better help to the team than Gohan.
Yeah. From a logic stance, if you were going to pick your fighters, if at the start of the entire fight, if you had to say, right, how am I going to beat Vegeta? You wouldn't say, oh, I'll have Gohan and Goku.
Yeah.
You go, I'll have Piccolo and Goku.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like there were so many pointless deaths in the same saga.
It was, which was interesting at the time because, you know, especially when Piccolo died, because there's no Dragon Balls to bring anyone back to life at that point. Yeah. But yeah, they did kill a lot of people. But no need, really.
I suppose technically they had to kill Piccolo, didn't they? Really?
Yeah, to further the plot along, I guess so.
Because otherwise they could have just, like, they could have made Piccolo run away. Yeah, Namek would have never happened. Could have just made Piccolo run away.
Yeah.
Run, Piccolo! Run! Goku will be here soon. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But I guess those are the two options anyway for the Hall of Fame. So yeah.
Yeah.
It will be close, I think. You know, between Goku completely just full Nelson sacrificed to death for no reason, or Chaozu blowing himself up, which he tried to help, but again, didn't really do much and didn't really need to do it. Well, I mean, to be fair, the intentions were there, and it made sense to try, I guess.
Yeah.
It made sense for Chaozu to try, because if he did kill him, that would be good, I guess.
The heart and the creepy looking face is in the right place.
Yeah, but overall it was still pointless because it didn't do anything. So yeah, those are the two options. If you want to vote, go check out our social medias down below. As you can see right there underneath me are the two links. And yeah, we will see who enters the Hall of Fame next week. But for now, let's move on to the hot take.